Hello and welcome. My name is Daniel Faas. I'm a professor in sociology and the MSc Comparative Social Change course director at Trinity College Dublin. In this short video, I will tell you all about this unique and innovative postgraduate program delivered jointly by the Department of Sociology at Trinity College Dublin and the School of Sociology at University College Dublin, UCD. Ireland has been transformed due to migration, globalization, the introduction of same-sex marriage, the repeal of the abortion ban, and increasing secularization. In 1983, abortion was banned in Ireland following a referendum. 35 years on, in 2018, through another referendum, this ban was lifted. Until 1993, homosexuality was a crime in Ireland. 22 years later, in 2015, Ireland became the first country on the planet, through a public referendum, to introduce same-sex marriage. Over the years and decades, Ireland has also been transformed from a net emigration country to a net immigration country, receiving migrants from Brazil, Nigeria, China, and many other countries around the world. This testifies to the amount of social change that Ireland has seen over recent decades and years, and indeed forms the basis for this program, because we use the recent experience of Irish social change in a comparative European and global context to train you in key topics related to social change. And they are education, migration, health, gender, economic globalization, labor markets, religion, to name but a few. In this course, you will conduct evidence-based research. You learn in small groups. You make your research policy relevant, and you take part in field trips to apply the knowledge that you have learned. So, for example, we have visited the Migrant Rights Centre. We work with the Irish Refugee Council. We work with IOM, the UN Migration Agency, just to name 3 NGOs in the migration sector. And likewise, we have contacts to many other NGOs, for example, in housing. As I said at the outset, this master's course is run jointly between the Trinity Department of Sociology and the School of Sociology at UCD. Since 2016, we welcomed over 80 students from over 20 nationalities, including China, Brazil, India, Australia, South Africa, and many European countries such as France, Germany, Denmark, Norway, Italy. 2/3 of the cohort is typically non-EU, and about 1/3 is from Europe. So you have a truly multicultural and highly diverse classroom in terms of the ethnic composition of the students. But you also have diversity in terms of the academic backgrounds that students come from. Although many have a sociology or social science background, cognate disciplines such as education or other arts, humanities and social science degrees are very welcome to join this program. Our focus here is on social, cultural and economic forces that drive social change. And like I said, we draw on the empirical evidence from Ireland and bring this in interplay with European countries and indeed non-European countries, particularly the BRICS, Brazil, India and China. You will receive advanced quantitative and qualitative training in research methods to design and conduct rigorous comparative research around social change. This program is unique. It's different from other programs in so many ways. Indeed, it is the only program that currently partners between Trinity and UCD, Ireland's 2 premier universities. The way this program works on a day-to-day basis is that it is jointly delivered by the two institutions, but you do not have to shuttle back and forth from one campus to the other, which are only a short distance apart anyway, but UCD classes take place Mondays and Tuesdays, while Trinity teaching typically happens on Wednesdays and Thursdays, leaving Friday free. You graduate with a single joint degree award at a ceremony in UCD, because UCD is currently the administrative hub of the program. That means you apply through a link at UCD, and UCD collect the fees for this program. All other elements of this program are 50-50, split equally between Trinity and UCD when it comes to teaching, module offerings, supervision, and so forth. The program has many practice-based components and policy-relevant components, both in the core and optional modules that I will talk to you about in just a minute. Another great benefit is the range of academic expertise that you have in terms of teaching, supervision, and module offerings as a result of two sociology departments teaching this program, and therefore we can draw on the expertise of about 24 academic staff. We have a strong international dimension to the structure and to the content of all of our modules. Another key advantage is that you can access the library and other facilities, and you become a fully registered student and ultimately an alumni of both Trinity College Dublin and UCD. A little bit about the structure. You will write a dissertation of a maximum of 20,000 words under close individual one-to-one supervision with a staff member from either Trinity or UCD. The choice is yours, depending on the topic that you ultimately identify and the best match between expertise from the staff member and your own research interest. Throughout the first and second semester, you have a number of modules that you will be attending. 3 of these are mandatory, namely Globalization and Social Change, India, China, Brazil. This is where the BRICS countries are covered. Research methods, both quantitative and qualitative, and indeed mixed method approaches are being discussed there. And Introduction to Comparative Social Change, which gives you a theoretical toolkit to how to frame projects on this program and what social change ultimately means from a theoretical point of view. So there is therefore a thematic module, a research methods module, and a theoretical module that are core. And then you have a suite of electives that you can choose from. You choose 3 out of these currently 8 that are on offer. The Migration Challenge, Comparative Education and Perspective, a module that I offer. Gender and Social Change in Comparative Context, Migration, Labour and Conflict, Economic Globalization and Social Change, Comparing Healthcare Systems, Nationalism and Social Change, Religion in Comparative Perspective, and Non-Profit Sector in Comparative Perspective, Politics, Regulation and Business. Again, you see the breadth of topics that we're covering in this generalist MSc in Sociology. It is a broad-based program that covers a range of topics, but the common denominator is we discuss key issues of social change, and we do so, as the module titles also suggest, from a comparative perspective. What are the admission requirements? You need a strong academic background in your first degree. So an upper second class honors degree, a 2-1 as we call it, or an equivalent, preferably, but by no means exclusively with a social science component. Cognate disciplines are perfectly welcome to apply from across the arts, humanities and social science disciplines. The GPA minimum that this translates into is 3.0. All applicants whose first language is not English and who have not been educated through English need evidence of English language proficiency. So for example, In the IELTS, it would be 6.5 overall and no category or band lower than 6. Of course, there's a range of other language tests that you can also present, and you find a full list of these and the individual requirements on the MSc Comparative Social Change website if you Google this. Funding is terribly important, and we're delighted that we can offer a number of scholarships for this program. Non-EU applicants are automatically considered for an award of up to €5,000, and this counts towards your tuition fees. So you do not need to apply separately for scholarships if you are a non-EU applicant. However, if you are an EU applicant, we ask you to fill in a scholarship application form, which you find on the program website. There are up to 3 EU awards available to the value of €2,000, again towards the tuition fees. In both the non-EU as well as the EU scholarship program, it is academic merit of your application that is the main award criterion. Another question that comes to mind immediately, I'm sure, is what can I do with the MSc Comparative Social Change? And I want to give you a flavor based on a LinkedIn analysis that we have done over the last 5 years from our graduates, where they have gone, both in the academic job market and non-academic job market. A number of our graduates have gone on to prestigious universities to do PhDs. For example, to the European University Institute or to the London School of Economics. Others chose to do the PhD at Trinity and UCD or other highly ranked institutions. A number of our graduates also choose not to do further studies, but either go back to the job they previously held or search for other employment opportunities in the private sector, government jobs, or indeed NGOs, a number of which I had already outlined earlier on in my presentation. Jobs that graduates would have gone into also include research and development leads, research assistants in a number of organizations, project managers, research and public policy interns, and lots more. Thank you very much for listening. Please contact me on daniel.faas@tcd.ie if you have any further queries. I and my team look forward to reading your application and welcoming you to the MSc Comparative Social Change in Dublin.